Yo, what is up, guys? We're here with another video on the channel. It's not just like the last video. It's not a price picks. I'm not giving you picks this video. I'm kind of just going more over the process and the strategy that I go into doing the price picks on soccer, football picks, as I call them sometimes. And so if you guys saw the last video, I was kind of showing the difference between different positions on the field for soccer in terms of attackers, midfielders, and defenders. The last video, I kind of talked about the difference in an attacking midfielder versus a defensive midfielder. And if you saw that video, you kind of saw the difference in if attacking midfielder and defensive midfielders, they're going to have different types of stats in terms of like shots, fouls, tackles, clearances, or any of that sort. So, kind of what I'm gonna get through here is the same thing. Last video was about midfielders. I want to do defenders on this one. And the two players I'm gonna use are two Arsenal players, William Saliba and Ben White. He has no picture, no drawing for him. But these are two different types of defenders. And this I'm gonna kind of use the last lineup that we saw in Arsenal versus Liverpool, in which Arsenal defeated Liverpool 3-1. The score kind of a little bit surprising, I'd say. But as you guys see, William Saliba and Ben White are the two players that we're looking at. And so as you guys see, they're both defenders, but they stand on the field in different positions. So William Saliba, number two, he stands in the middle of the field in a defensive position. Ben White stands close to the sideline as a defender. And the difference between these two is I kind of want to just show you the stats. Um, so in terms of defending and attacking, usually these two, like 2 and 6, which is Gabriel and William Saliba, they're gonna stay more defensive. Not that 4 and 35, which is Sinchenko and Ben White. Not that they're not gonna be defensive, but they have the liberty of pushing up the field a lot more through the sidelines because in football or soccer football, you always want to prioritize closing the midfield, closing the middle of the field. You're always kind of forcing the attacking team to attack you through the wings, through this side. And the reason for that is that when you make a team attack you through the sides like this, they have no angle on the goal, right, on the goalie. So obviously, if you say it's Arsenal, this is Arsenal side. They're defending, and they're obviously four of them. They're standing back here. If you get an attacker coming into the middle, say if these two happen to split open 7, 20, or 18, they can easily just go through the middle. And if you have an open shot against the goalie, you have the angle. The goalie is wide open. You have the biggest angle if you're attacking through the middle. If you're attacking through the wing on this side or this side, you have you can get a clear shot, but it's not the correct angle or the best angle. So if you're standing on this side of the field with the ball trying to score, or on this side of the ball trying to score, you're most likely not going to shoot because it is very hard to score from these areas of the field. Um, it's not to say that it's impossible, but more than likely an attacker coming through this side or this side will always most likely cross the ball or look for another pass for someone to shoot towards the goal. Not necessarily taking the ball and shoot it from this side, because if you shoot from this side, I mean, your angle is very, limited. It's horrible. It's almost like a, 1%, 2% chance of scoring. As opposed to if you're shooting from this side, from anywhere in front of the goal, you have the bigger angles. You have the big goal in front of you and only the goalie. You have the bigger angles. You can pick your spot. You're going to shoot left, right. Whereas opposed you're on the right or on the left, you have to, hope for the best and just shoot. And what that kind of brings me to is Ben White and Saliba, right? So again, teams prioritize defending through the middle, which always gives freedom to the fullbacks, which is the guys in the right side or left side defenders, to push up the field sometimes and attack more. And as you guys see, when the team is also dominating the ball, teams usually tend to use their center backs, which is Saliba here, to push the pace of the ball, to distribute towards the midfielders. And as you guys see right here, passing attempts against Liverpool, it was very limited for William Saliba. But as you guys see, In games before, he had 89, 53. Arsenal versus Fulham, 97, 86, 36, 67, 64, 84, 63. As you guys see, it kind of fluctuates depending on the team, how good the team is or how bad the team they're playing against. So obviously this was a more close matchup, even though the score doesn't seem. Liverpool's a super good team. I'm surprised they lost by that much. So Liverpool kind of fought for the ball a little bit more. William Saliba, the defender, didn't see much of the ball because Arsenal didn't completely dominate the ball because they're that good of a team. Nottingham team like this one, Fulham, West Ham are not as good as Liverpool. So Arsenal dominate the ball more, and Saliba saw more touches on the ball and he had more passes. Uh, and he's a center defender. If you look at the defender who stands on the right side of the field, which is Ben White, if you see how many passes he has here, 24, 67, 43, 47, 78. Again, this is against a slightly worse team than Arsenal. But if you see what I'm trying to get at, is that these players on the right side, their job is to open up the field when their team has the ball. They usually stand on the right side. They'll get the ball, but not as much as these guys, because these guys can see the field through the middle. These guys can only see the field through this side. Usually, these guys get the ball the most when they're attacking, they're overlapping, or like I said, they usually these two guys will distribute the ball to them, but on occasion these guys distribute the ball more back to them or just push it up. These guys play with the goalie a lot more, so the goalie is more prone to give the ball to these guys. These guys give the ball to the midfielders. They kind of sometimes they do long passes to the attackers that are standing on the opposite side of the field. And yeah, so again, like I'm saying, these defenders, like Saliba, stand in the middle of the field, will see the ball a lot more than the defenders that stand on the right side or left side of the field. And it just again, like I'm saying, the center defenders are always going to get more of the ball, which are always going to get more passes in, as you guys see right here. From time to time, the wing defenders, they'll see the ball every now and then. 67, you see 78, but it is not as often as a center defender. As you guys see, this guy has Saliba has more passes that go up to like 80, 90, sometimes 100 passes, as you see over here. And obviously that comes with the how good the opponent is. But I'm trying to say is you get passing lines or passing props for a center defender and a wing defender or right back or center or left back versus center backs, which is William. And sometimes you see William Saliba 65.5 passes against, say, if it's a bad team, these two teams are like kind of middle to lower table. You will see like a prop that says, or even Fulham here, a prop that says 65.5 passes for Saliba, and then say you see a prop that's similar. I saw one that was like 60 point something for Ben White the other day. I don't know, 62.2, 65.5. But just you got to take into account that those right or left side defenders are going to see the ball a bit less. So I would usually be more open to taking the over on a center defender. Say if it's like 60 point something passes, and I'll sometimes more likely take the under on a Ben White type of player, which is a guy who stands on the right side of the field. Just because again they see the ball a little bit less, but yeah, so that's kind of just to take into consideration. The middle defenders will pass the ball more. The left and right defenders will pass a ball a little less, so see the ball a little bit less. And one other thing that I kind of want to talk about was I think the clearances. Clearances is another thing that kind of fluctuates, but it is more prone. You'll see clearances props on PrizePicks, like as you guys see right here. It's a stat right here with a CLR. So, like I said, the defender that stands on the right side or left side of the field, they're usually defending the player that's going to make a cross. Usually clearances always come the most when there's a cross coming from this side of the field, the right or left side. and obviously the right and left side defenders are trying to defend. So usually they'll cross the ball into the middle, into the box, and the people that usually always clear it are these middle defenders. So again, Saliba being a middle defender, you're gonna see he's gonna have more clearances per game. Like in this one, he only had two, but Nottingham he had six, two, and then against other teams that are not so good, maybe he might not have much. But on average, he'll average more clearances than a defender that's in the middle. As you guys see, three, he's only have five for 2 games. He has 11 here, whereas opposed for the month, Ben White has 11 on the month of December, whereas Saliba has, where is it? 17 on the month of December. November, Saliba has 5. November, um, Ben White has 1. Obviously, they don't always play the exact same amount of matches. Sometimes some player plays, sometimes the other doesn't. But you see, for October, they played 3 matches each. He had 2 clearances, Ben White, and Saliba had 8 clearances, so that's like quadruple the amount of clearances. So that's kind of just the things that I kind of want to talk about. Positioning on the field for soccer teams, it kind of varies. A defender is not always the exact same type of defender. A midfielder is not always the exact same type of midfielder. And that's kind of just what I want to focus on, kind of just letting you guys know for the next time you guys are thinking of those prize picks and, passes attempted, fouls, clearances, and stuff like that. But yeah, this is my video for today. Kind of slow day. I was looking at some of the scores. We had I think Leverkusen was already down 0-1 to Stuttgart. But I wasn't gonna create a whole price picks video for that one, just on picks. But yeah, if you guys let me know what you guys think, and of course I'm always happy to do more of these videos. I'm kind of still getting this thing started. Kind of want to influence other people to do stuff, and let me know, just for them to let me know what I'm doing wrong. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, you guys. I'm here for the long run. I'm excited to always do price pick videos on soccer, just because I love soccer and I watch it all the time. So I hope to see you guys later.